The remake of The Last of Us Part 1 for PC is releasing as early as next week, so I made this quick video to showcase the various changes and improvements when compared to the original and the PS4 version. Before we look at the details, let's quickly break down the terms remastered and remake, since many people think they have the same meaning and are just different terms, but there's actually a significant distinction between these two. Generally, a remaster describes taking an older game and cleaning it up to meet the modern gaming standards. This usually happens at least one console generation later, so that developers can take advantage of newer hardware. The Last of Us Remastered, which released in 2014, is basically the PS4 version of the original game, that released way back in 2013 on PlayStation 3. Aside from an improved frame rate, slightly better graphics and higher resolution, the PS4 version is identical to the original from PlayStation 3. However, with the new remake version of The Last of Us Part 1 for PS5 and PC, this is an entirely different story, as the remake aims to improve much more than just frame rate and resolution. Naughty Dog went all in this time, rebuilding the game from the ground up, featuring new accessibility features, 4K resolution, ultra-wide monitor support, NVIDIA DLSS and AMD FSR support, and much more, which we will cover in a minute. The game's graphics are vastly improved this time, as Naughty Dog uses a modified version of the engine that was used to create The Last of Us Part 2, which is an excellent looking game. There is no doubt that, if properly optimized by the developers, this version will offer the best experience for the game, and I want to emphasize on properly optimized, because the game recommends an absolute killer graphics card, being the NVIDIA RTX 4080, to run this game in 4K Ultra settings, which I believe are the most demanding specs I've ever seen in a game. But now let's take a closer look at the additions and improvements The Last of Us Part 1 will have in store for us. Beginning with the main reason why most players are probably interested in this game: the graphics. They are considerably improved in every aspect, whether you're looking at cinematics, which are now rendered in real time, vastly improved animations or even newly added animations like the loot and grab animations directly from The Last of Us Part 2, or the many and drastic changes that have been made to the character models and especially faces, which include, but are not limited to, better light interaction, more realistic hair rendering, more detail in facial complexion and better depth in the eyes, and also vastly improved clothing appearance with high-res textures. You will immediately notice how the game looks more and more like The Last of Us Part 2, which by all means is a compliment. Fortunately, The Last of Us Part 1 also succeeds in significantly improving the environmental graphical fidelity, all while still preserving its original unique atmosphere and authenticity. You will notice these improvements immediately by the richer, high-res vegetation, vehicles or building facades, generally higher quality and variety of various objects throughout the world, greatly improved lighting and shadows, and of course an increased viewing distance. Another big change that kinda goes hand in hand with the aforementioned improvements are the effects, of course. Smoke, water, fog and fire all have received a significant graphical upgrade. Continuing with the new permadeath and speedrun modes. In permadeath mode, players will choose whether death sends them back to the start of a chapter, an act, or for the hardcore players, the very beginning of the game itself. Then there is the speedrun mode, which allows players to time themselves as they play the game. Next up we have accessibility features. Naughty Dog has taken the features established in The Last of Us Part 2 as a baseline, and then evolved these options even further. Around 60 accessibility features have been added to the game. Adjustable field of view, audio description for cinematics, a skip puzzle option, auto pickup and auto weapon swap, and adjustable HUD scale are just a few of the many features added to the game. I recommend checking out the link in the description if you want to see the official list of all accessibility features, since it would be too much to go into detail in this video. Finally, PC players can expect a handful of PC exclusive features. This includes unlocked frame rate, AMD FSR 2.2 and NVIDIA DLSS Super Resolution support, ultra-wide and super ultra-wide monitor support, and adjustable graphic settings like shadows, reflections, and so on. Anyways, that's the essence of what we can expect from the remake of The Last of Us Part 1. I hope you found this video somewhat helpful, and I'll see ya.